Alrighty, good morning. Welcome to Skyway Bound Presents Fly Tampa Fly. All right, I need to work on the name and the presentation, but the point being is I'm out here and I'm trying to make it happen. It is what it is. You like it, great. You don't, yeah, whatever. Pack sand. All right. Well, welcome to this program, and we've kind of had some, I call it pivots, if you will, where we're kind of niched down our focus. We're still business oriented, but we are trying to focus and hone in our focus on the greater Tampa Bay area, aviation-centric businesses, small businesses in the greater Tampa Bay area. So that's kind of the goal. But even with that said, we always start with a question of the day now. And that's, I guess you can call it training, but it's not really, it's aviation. So anyway, before we get started, please like, subscribe. You want to keep up with us, we'd love it if you would. Share the channel with us. Send me a direct note if you have suggestions or subject matter that you would like me to look into covering here, especially if it's specific to small business and the local aviation scene, specifically in the Tampa Bay area. But right about now, it's kind of difficult finding news that's Tampa specific. So I'm going to have to start going out to the various airports and talking to the various airports specifically. But we'll get to that. We're working on it. Right now, we just are creating a platform. And truth be told, if there's somebody out there who wants to do this better with a little bit more investment, whatnot, go ahead. I don't care. I'm just having a good time playing around with these platforms, and it's, these are tools of business, no matter what business you're in. Just simple little tools here. The video and the podcasting tools are great. They're great skills for any of you to develop if you're looking to grow a small business, especially as you're starting and you're like a one-man band like I am. All right, so let's start with the question of the day. You were PIC, pilot in command for you non-pilots, of an aircraft that has been involved in an incident. When are you required to submit a report to the nearest field office of the NTSB? A, within 7 days, B, within 10 days, or C, when requested. And of course, we put the Airman Certification Standard Code there below. That's not going to give you the answer, but when I went online and I Googled some practice tests, this was one of the tests. So there you go. So stay tuned to the end if you want to know the answer. We don't have any gifts or prizes yet, but hey, stick with us and let's see what we can do in the future. You help me grow this channel. I can grow rewards and prizes. All right, so moving on. Let me pull up my notes. So I got my notes up here today. Oops, point, boop, boop, boop. Oh, there goes my mic. I have my notes up here today, so I'm trying to put it in a position like it's a teleprompter. So you might see my eyes up there as I'm talking to you. Forgive me. It's a work in progress. I will do my best not to look too crazy. And then of course I'm working with two mice. There we go. All right. Is that the right one? Yep. All right, some cool news around the FAA. They recently released what they called an updated blueprint for airspace and procedure changes to safely accommodate urban air mobility operations in the national airspace system. In short, if you are looking to start some small aviation-centric business and you want to get into the world of urban air mobility, air taxi operations, it's coming. It's already here. They're already planning for it. So that might be a great opportunity for you to start a small business here in the greater Tampa Bay area that focuses on that. I've heard of the company Lilium, and I'd have to pull it up, but I won't worry about that today. But look up Lilium. I think they have like a pilot program with their platform in the Orlando area. I could be wrong. Somebody let me know if I'm wrong. Yeah, but there's somebody that has a initial program that they're testing up in the Orlando area. Anyway, the point being is air taxi operations with regards to the up and coming aircraft as aircraft evolve from just fixed wing to the vertical takeoff and landing. It's coming, and it might be an opportunity for you to get involved. So consider it. More FAA news. All right, so I was going around on the internet and looking. I found this from General Aviation News, and I think I put it there in the picture there. It's their picture. Initial pass rates on FAA practical tests are trending down. That is an issue. That can be an issue. And there are a variety of reasons. One of their concerns, so this is a guy by the name of Jason Blair. I want to say he's either with AOPA or he's in the world of aviation. Here he's writing for General Aviation News, but this is his article. He's the author of this article, and he put together this slide for this article. What the article talks about, many in the training industry have felt over the past few months that the passing rate was declining, and that's from 2022 statistics. So we'll have to wait till 24 to see 23 statistics, I reckon. They're saying none of the pass rate decreases were overly large, but it could be concerning. And one of their concerns is that a good percentage of so typically a certified flight instructor is typically a younger person. I'm a little bit more mature, older. There are younger people that they're looking to build time as they work their way to the airline. Well, with the current shortage, trying to get myself in the picture there. Where's my air quotes? The current shortage, they're sucking up these pilots because they no longer, once they get their 1,500, 1,500 hours, they're boom. Go from $30 an hour to $80,000, $90,000 a year initially, maybe $100,000. I don't know. What would you do? With that said, now you have a crop coming in behind them, less of them, with less experience. Myself, I only have 2 to 3 years experience, and I don't get that much. I'm working on building experience as I build a stable of students, but I'm not at a flight school where I'm just a student mill, where I run from one flight to the next flight. It'd be nice, but I get paid more doing it as an independent than I do as working for one of these flight schools getting $30 when they're charging the student about, I don't know, it depends, 75 to 90, 95. I don't know, you do the math. It's kind of hard to motivate me to want to hang out with them for $30 an hour. I do love to fly though, so I'm finding ways to do that as an independent. But anyway, going back to the point. Pass rates are coming down it looks like they're talking about due to the inexperience of the instructor pool at the moment. Hopefully you will have more people like me who are not looking to go to the airlines. They really want to educate people in the world of aviation, become flight instructors, ground instructors, air traffic control instructors, avionics instructors. Hopefully we'll draw in more people. I think as you can pay people more like what an independent can make, then you can draw in those kind of people to really have a strong base of aviation education. And I mean, it's just something that the aviation community's dealing with. Like I said, wasn't a major trend, but something that the FAA is keeping track of. Why did I bring that up? If you're looking to start a business, there might be opportunity in this news for you. I don't know. I guess the way I'm using it is I'm an independent instructor, so that's how I take the news. Keeping it independent, building my instructing skills, and try to help that trend go up. All right, so this month, this kind of just happenstance, I guess. The next few slides are kind of dedicated to electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft. In this particular case, I put this article on here, Source Aviation International News. Investors are looking, everybody can see the wave is coming. The beauty of these eVTOLs is that the flexibility they're going to provide. Me personally, I see the day when I can have one of these as an individual in my garage. I don't need a full runway. I can just go in the garage or have a ceiling up on the roof, eVTOL pad, and be able to just boom, go. I don't got to go to the airport. I don't need to stand in that long TS line and deal with them groping and grabbing me. It's coming. Hopefully it's coming. I'm rooting, and I want to be an investor in it. I'm not accredited. I mean, technically, if you go in fractional, you don't have to be accredited. Another story for another day. So let me read this real quick. Investors are pouring millions of dollars into companies such as Joby, Archer, and Lilium that are developing electric aircraft designed to transform the way people and goods are moved around. Car makers Hyundai and Toyota also want a piece of the advanced air mobility action to cut through the hype. If you go to the article, put the article in the link. These guys, and actually it's a YouTube video, they were talking to an industry expert of a consulting firm to kind of talk about what's going on. But anyway, I don't think it's any surprise that these aircraft are coming. People can see the potential to really give people the opportunity to move a little bit more fluidly, transportation. And yeah, there's a lot of investors, myself included. I'm doing it via fractionally, I guess via the stock market, if you will. All right, cool. All right, on to the next slide. A little bit more, the future of eVTOLs, electric vertical takeoff and landing. Research predicts the first commercial eVTOL passenger routes and applications. And this was a survey commissioned by Horizon Aircraft where they talked to 100 professionals, aviation professionals, when they think the first unmanned area mobility passenger routes will be operational and what would be considered the most practical. Basically what this comes down to is they talk to a bunch of investors. People are investing, private equity and venture capital professionals. A good chunk of them believe that probably within the next 2 years is what the article's talking about. So everybody knows this is coming or believes that this is coming. And if you're a business person looking to get into the world of aviation, maybe you start shifting your focus away from fixed wing, if you will, strictly fixed wing and strictly rotary, and maybe start shifting your focus in the world of electric vertical takeoff and landing. I don't know. It's just it's something to think about, but it is coming. And these last two slides I've talked about investors and that they see the potential, and maybe it's potential for you as well. I forgot to start my clock, but whatever, we're rolling. Here's a cool perspective. So last week I think I talked about the artist perspective. Here was an article I found. Where did I find this article? This is a company. Solvay and GKN are manufacturing companies. They're not U.S. companies. I'm trying to see if the article says where they're from. GKN is in the Netherlands. Anyway, these two companies, Solvay and GKN Aerospace, they've extended their collaboration to develop thermoplastic composite materials and manufacturing processes to make aero structures. I wanted to show this because if there's anybody in the greater Tampa Bay area that's looking to get into the world of aviation and you have a background in thermoplastic materials and are interested in building aircraft, I think there's a great opportunity here. Hey, kudos to the folks overseas, but if you're one of those Go USA people, like, I don't know, I am. Go USA, American. Hey, this is an opportunity to bring some sort of manufacturing to the U.S. So, I will leave the article in the link in the down in the description below. So feel free to check it out. And hey, if you're interested in thermoplastics and manufacturing, the greater Tampa Bay area we want you. Actually, I might do some more research. I'm interested in, I wouldn't mind having something manufacturing-wise. I think that would be really cool. I'm not an engineer, but I like to make things. I like to build. I like aircraft. And I like money. Go figure. The Florida Aviation Business Association. So on this slide, I just wanted to share, I don't have any real Florida aviation news this month. I'm going to have to go out. I'm going to have to go to the various small aviation businesses and talk to people and kind of get their take on what they're seeing around locally and what they're willing to share. It's hard to get small businesses to share on an unknown platform that's not going to bring them any value at the moment. But hopefully as we grow, because if you like and subscribe, then we'll grow, and then all these businesses will come and they're going to provide us information that we can provide more value to you as you're looking to grow and find the value that you can provide to the greater Tampa Bay area within the world of aviation. Anyway, Florida Aviation Business Association, they post on their site for members. They kind of consolidate a bunch of government contracting opportunities within the state. RFP, request for proposals, they literally list them out, and it's just a consolidated area for information, and also it's a great organization to network with regards to the aviation business community. And I'm not talking about just people just sitting around talking about aircraft, which most everybody in this organization love to do also, but they're also very, very focused on helping people build aviation-centric businesses within the great state of Florida. So feel free to join them. I'll leave their website in the description below as well. Join them and begin the networking today and see, hey, you might get some good information. If you're interested in the world of federal, state, city, government contracting, their little website there for members. That's a 4-member area of the website. It's a great way where they consolidate. They're trying to make it easy for you to find information that's going to help you get your aviation-centric business going within the state of Florida. Cool. All right. Unfortunately, fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you feel, there is nothing significant to report. That's what NSTR, that's an acronym I learned in the military. I'm sure we're not the only ones that used it, but nothing significant to report in the world of the Albert Whitted saga and update. So they did their study, and I don't think anything's supposed to come out until, I want to say sometime this summer. I'd have to look again at the exact date. I'm looking at my notes above. Yeah, stay tuned for further developments. That's all I got for you at this moment. So nothing significant, and I'm pulling for Albert Whitted to stick around personally, because that's where I do a lot of flying out of. But I'm not in charge. I need help from my fellow voters to make our voices heard, to keep an aviation, a great aviation hub or airport facility in the greater Tampa Bay area. There's only so many airports, and until these it's so hard to say, eVTOLs, electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, really become adopted by the masses. That's probably some time away, because initially I don't see a lot of the regular people being able to afford them. It's not like they're going to be a $60,000 car. And we'll see. I still think we need the airports, at least for the time being. So I'm a huge supporter of the airports, and that's also how I get paid, is by being a flight instructor at an airport. Go figure. All right, little local aviation history. St. Pete Clearwater International Airport, aka KPIE, which is the ICAO, what is that? International something aviation organization. I forgot what the C stands for. But anyway, PIE, you might know it as PIE if you're a local. KPIE is another acronym you'll hear. The history of St. Pete Clearwater International Airport, aka PIE. After the attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941, the airfield was constructed on its present site as a military training base. It was then known as Pinellas Army Airfield. It was a base for the 304th Fighter Squadron, a combat training unit of the 337th Fighter Group. Anyway, they trained Army guys there. They had P-40s, later P-51s for the duration of World War II. They do have an exhibit there if you want to commemorating in the terminal, dedicated to Brigadier General James H. Howard, the only European theater fighter pilot to be awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor. Oh, interesting. In World War II, and the last wartime base commander of Pinellas Army Airfield. Yeah, so you can see I didn't totally read my notes before I put them up there. That's actually pretty interesting. I didn't know that. Following World War II, the government gave the airport property to Pinellas County to operate as a commercial airport, and that's where well, initially it was originally called Pinellas International Airport, and then given the airport call letters PIE. The original terminal building was dedicated in 1957, and then the following year, in 1958, it was renamed St. Petersburg Clearwater International Airport to capitalize on recognition as a tourism destination. It's all about rebranding. Hey, this is a business podcast, so I'm all for it. 100 support the rebranding. Eventually, they rebranded and shortened the name to St. Pete Clearwater International Airport and adopted a new logo. It's located in Tampa Bay, in the Tampa Bay area, north of St. Petersburg. And they're just talking about the commercial, St. Petersburg, the birthplace of commercial air transportation. Let's see here. What else do they say? So 2,000 acres. Wow, that's 2,000 acres. It is pretty big, but it's got 2 runways. It's home to the busiest Coast Guard air station in the world, so they say. Who knows? But yeah, sure, we'll go with that. U.S. Customs and FAA operated control tower are important federal government services at the airport, along with the Airport Industrial Park. Oh, I did not know this. The airport is actually designated as a foreign trade zone. So if you're looking to start a business, look into those foreign trade zones as a way to import and export, if you will. I'd have to look at the flight schedule. I think they might have direct flights to South America, so that's where you're importing and exporting through the foreign trade zone could be useful. Oh, that was useful local history. And maybe I should review my notes before I come online and do this, but it is what it is. All right, foreign trade zone, KPIE or PIE, St. Pete Clearwater International Airport. Check it out. A little bit of local history for you today, and then let's do this. And that's going to bring us to the end of today's program. Not sure how long I've been talking, probably too long, but whatever. Question of the day. You are PIC, pilot in command of an aircraft that has been involved in an incident. When are you required to submit a report to the nearest field office of the NTSB? And that is the National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB for you non-transportation professionals. A, within 7 days, B, within 10 days, C, when requested. Of course, the answer is C, when requested, and that's per FAR Part 830, Subpart D, reporting of aircraft accidents, incidents, and overdue aircraft, and subpart to the subpart, 830.15, labeled Reports and Statements to be Filed, subsection little a, reports, titled Reports, and I'm paraphrasing, so don't shoot me because I missed. The gist of it is, the operator of a civil, public, or foreign aircraft shall report within 10 days after an accident or after 7 days if an overdue aircraft is still missing. A report on an incident for which immediate notification is required by FAR 830.5 subsection A. Don't confuse, that's not this one. That's not 830.15. That's a different one. Shall be filed only as requested by an authorized representative of the board. So there's your answer for the day. I'm going to leave that slide up as I begin to close out. That's going to do it for us today. Hopefully some of this information was useful. I'm still working on my presentation. And like I said, if there's somebody out there who can do it better and wants to do it, and go seeking out the local Tampa Bay area news or even Florida news, whatever you want to do, have at it. I'm not in competition. I'm just trying to fill a gap. And then, you know what? This is helping educate me to the local aviation business environment as well. So I'm having a good time. I'm in have a good time mode. I ain't making anything yet, but we're working on it. All right, so that concludes our show today. I would like to thank my sponsors. I receive my air quotes. This camera is like, woo, air quotes. They're like bunny ears. But first, let me start off with Mind My PC. If you're looking to start a business and you don't want to be an IT professional, IT and cybersecurity is a big deal. You do need to protect your computer, your IT infrastructure, if you will. And if you don't want to focus on it, you want to focus on doing what you do best, which is not IT. Give my friends at Mind My PC a call. You're going to see their slide after this one. And just give them a call. They'll help you out. And then also, I want to take time as always, to thank my friends at Jetline Systems. All things computers and aviation simulation. You need help, they're going to help you out. So we have the slide after. A couple slides later, it's going to be Jetline. It will have their information as well. Give them a call. They'll help you with your flight simulator needs, or just give them a call about the computers, because they also can get you the computer hardware you're looking for any kind of gaming application. But a lot their focus is aviation simulation. That's kind of what they fell into, and they do a great job at it. And they support me by allowing me to come here and hang out here. This is where my button lab is. So stay tuned for my button lab. I should have put a slide up. I have this dream. I have this dream where we're going to help the safety of our. Not everybody wants to buy a home simulator. They just want to go run an aircraft and get in it and fly and be able to use it to get from point A to point B. There's definitely a market for that. Not everybody wants to have a nice home simulator, nor do they have the space to have a home simulator setup. So I'm looking to start a button lab. I call it a button lab, where you can come and literally touch the buttons. You can touch the buttons on a simulator. And it's not even the full simulator. This is specifically focused on helping people learn the various avionic packages that are out there. I did it. I purchased a Garmin 530, 430 real sim gear. It's back there somewhere. I'm not sure if you can see. Anyway, it's back there. I purchased it and I played around with it. I booted up the computer. I was playing around with it, and then a couple days later, I went into an aircraft that had a Garmin 530, and I was helping a guy with a flight review, and it was so amazing because he's like, "Well, how do I do this on the 530?" I was like, "Boom, let me show you." And I was so much faster and so much more confident because of 1 to 2 hours of just fiddling around and just going through each page by page and really trying to get to know the hardware. But I was able to do it on the ground for nothing, for free. It just cost me my time. And when I get in the aircraft, where the aircraft's moving, and most of the time, this is it's for everybody, but it's also for people who rent aircraft. Trying to learn it when you're in the aircraft and it's running $150 to $195 per hour, that adds up really fast. Wouldn't it be nice if we had a place where people can learn? I mean, they still could come with an instructor, or they could have some sort of guided package where they could come and practice and learn. There's got to be some cost. You got to pay for the stuff. It is a business. Maybe it's a bad business idea. I don't know. You guys reach out to me via direct message and let me know what you think. And I don't know. Either way, I'm going to give it a shot. If it works, it works. If not, I'm going to be way more proficient with a variety of avionics. So who knows what I can do with those newfound skills. Get into the world. I could start an avionics company or something. Anyway, all right. So that's all I got now. And once again, go ahead, please subscribe, like, share, meet up with us, or shoot me some notes via social media, and just stay in touch and help us grow the Florida aviation businesses, especially if you're in the greater Tampa Bay area. I'm for the whole state, but I live in the greater Tampa Bay area, so that's kind of where I'm focused on. Who knows? I might expand my focus in the future. For the time being, for the time being, I'm in Tampa. All right, so that's we're going to close it out here. I'm going to shoot up the sponsor slides here after this. I'm going to go silent and shoot up the sponsor slides. But I want to thank you. Thank you for joining me today. You have any ideas, information that you want to share, you want shared to the greater Tampa Bay area with regards to aviation businesses, you want to share information that I can put out there, or you have suggestions about what you want to hear me cover, just reach out to me, send me direct messages via social media, and we'll see what we can do to make things happen and help the greater Tampa Bay area. In the meanwhile, this is me, your host. Ta-da! I'm Walter Matthews. I am with Skyway Bound Presents Fly Tampa Fly. Yeah, I got to work on my tagline. But in the meanwhile, you guys be safe out there. Enjoy yourselves. Keep building those businesses. For those of you who are just starting this journey, it is a journey. Do not quit, do not quit, do not quit. I sincerely believe the sky is beyond the limit. You can go beyond it. Now you're going to be able to go into space, but do not quit. That's all I got for you today, my friends. As always, fly safe and fly Tampa Fly. Peace out. Oops. And I gotta hit fade. Give you another thumbs up. Did not work. Oh, you know why? Here we go. Take 2. Fly Tampa Fly. See you next time, guys.